Welcome to PR's cooking class. Back with me with Denya, and today we're going to make a very special dish: chicken schnitzel with grilled eggplant and a fresh heirloom tomato salad and a fresh mozzarella. And here are the ingredients and utensils that we're going to need to make the dish, but they're separated into three parts. The first is the ingredients and the utensils that we're going to need to prepare the chicken. Here we've got some knives, one knife, and then we've got a male. Male is the tool which you use to smash a chicken or smash something. And then we've got 2 chicken breast fillet. Chicken breast fillet. And then we've got a board, yes. And then we've got some clean films. Okay, done for the first ingredients, and here are the second part of our ingredients and utensils. First, we've got 50 grams of Parmesan cheese, and then we've got some parsley, and then we've got some pepper, and next we've got some salt, and then we've got a bowl full with of flour, yes, and we've got rosemary. This is 6 sprigs of rosemary, and then we've got 2 sprigs of thyme, and also we've got blender as the utensils to blend all of the ingredients together. And next we've got 200 grams of stale breads, and then we've got a bowl full of milk, and then last we've got 1 egg. Yes, 1 egg. And the last part of our ingredients is the ingredients and utensils that we are going to use to make the heirloom tomato salad. And here we've got some basils. Here is one of the herbs that we're going to use later. And here we've got a fresh lemon juice, and then we've got a frying pan, and next we've got the grilling pan, and then we've got some olive oil to cook the chicken. Next we've got some mozzarella, and guys, these are the buffalo mozzarella, so it looks different. And then here are the heirloom tomatoes, so it looks different from the usual tomato that we usually find. And here we've got 20 grams of butter, yes, butter. And last but not least is we've got some eggplants, of course, that we're going to grill later. Okay, right, so here we come to the first part of our cooking show where I'm going to show you how to prepare the chicken, of course. First, I'm going to prepare 2 pieces of chicken breast fillet. And then I'm going to cut this chicken. I'm just going to cut this across on the angle, yes, so it will give us a nice form of what we call it as a scallop. And then after we cut the chicken, I'm going to grab some clean films and a board, and I'm going to stretch this clean films across the board. I'm going to scratch it on top of the board. Next, pop those two pieces of chicken on top of the board that we have already covered with stretch film, and then cover the chicken with another clean films, just like this. Stretch it on top of the chicken. So basically, we've got a chicken sandwich between two clean films. Yes, just like this. And then what are you going to do next is just put your hands on top of your chicken, just like this, and put it like this, pinch it like this, and then use your mallet to smash your chicken. And we're going from the right to the left, right and go left, right and go left. Okay, so we're done with the first step, which is we have already prepared the chicken. Next, we're going to make the breadcrumbs. First step is we've got 200 grams of stale breads, and then I'm going to put this into the blender. Yes, put this into the blender. And then we've got 50 grams of Parmesan cheese, and then we have to put this onto the blender as well. And we have to blend these two pieces of ingredients all together, so it will form a nice form of breadcrumbs. And then what we are going to do next is we've got some herbs here. And we have to put a parsley, but we will just use half of this parsley, so we have to tear this parsley apart from the stem. And then we've got the thyme, and also the rosemary. Yes, after we put all of these herbs into the blender where the breadcrumbs are already here before, we have to add a pinch of pepper, a pinch of salt. Yup. Okay, and then put the cover on top of the blender and blend again. After everything is mixed together, it will form a breadcrumbs just like this. Okay, so it will look like this. And then the next step is we've got the first flour, and then we have to add some salt. We have to add some salt into the flour. Yes, some salt into the flour. And then we have to add a pinch of pepper into the flour. And we have to mix them, just mix them all together. Into the next bowl, 1 egg. Yeps, 1 egg. And then into this 1 egg, we have to add a little dash of milk. Okay, we have to add a little dash of milk into the egg, and we have just to stir the egg. It's just like an omelette. It's like you have to make an omelette from the egg and a milk. Okay, after you've done with the egg, we have to grab our chicken before, and then we have to coat this chicken into the flour first. So we have to put the chicken into the mix of the flour with the salt and the pepper before, so we coat them with the flour. Next, we have to coat this chicken into the egg. Yups, coat the chicken into the egg. After we've done coating the chicken into the egg, we have to coat the chicken into the breadcrumbs. So this chicken will be covered with breadcrumbs. Right. The third and last step to make this dish is to prepare the heirloom tomato salad, where we put eggplants in it. So first step that we have to do is just slice these Lebanese eggplants and then put them into a plate where we have to drizzle them with some olive oils. So we have to put the eggplants into a plate after slicing them and drizzle them with olive oil. It's about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And then add a sprinkle of salt into the eggplants. Add a sprinkle of salt into the eggplants and just grill them in the grilling pan. The eggplant is going to take a few minutes to cook, and then the schnitzel. Right, the next step that we have to do is when the eggplant is starting to color, that's when we have to put the chicken into the pan. Because the eggplant is already starting to color, it looks different from the raw eggplants. We have to start to put the chicken into the frying pan. But first, we have to add a little bit of olive oil. Yep. Before that, we have to add a little bit of olive oil, 2 tablespoons. We should have a very gentle schnitzel. After that, we have to fry the chicken. They take about 3 minutes to start. And we have got to keep an eye to our eggplants that are still on the grilling pan, okay? Next, flip the chicken over. And when it's looking beautiful and it's golden brownish on each side, that's when you have to take about a tablespoon of butter. Yups. Take a tablespoon of butter and put this butter around of the chicken in the frying pan so it gets all bubbly and brownish. Alright, so my eggplant's coming out right now. Yep, because it's already cooked, well cooked. And then what we're going to do next is just take the schnitzels, and the schnitzels is now ready, and we have to put them aside, okay? Then the next step of our procedure is to make the heirloom tomatoes. And here we've got heirloom tomatoes. Yups, heirloom tomatoes. And we have to put this into a bowl. Yups, a bowl. And then cut these tomatoes into a half. So we have to cut these tomatoes into a half. Yups. And then add a pinch of salt. And then add a pinch of pepper. And also add an extra of lemon juice. And be generous, okay, because this lemon juice is going to blend all the flavor. Next up, mozzarella. And these are the buffalo mozzarella. It looks all rounded and white. So here are the buffalo mozzarella, okay? What I'm gonna do is to tease this mozzarella apart. Yep, just tear them apart slowly but sure, and until we have the mozzarella like this, okay? Alright, next in some basil. This basil will just tear some of these leaves of that beautiful herbs, and we have to add this basil into the heirloom tomato salad here, and then where we have already put the mozzarella in it too. so it looks very beautiful with the with the heirloom tomato and the buffalo mozzarella, and of course with the basil too. And the last thing is the parsley. We have to add a little bit of parsley and just throw those parsley into these eggplants, and the salad is done, everybody. Right, but we have still one more step to go so we can finish this dish, which is we have to put the schnitzel, the chicken schnitzel that we have fried before, and then decorate it in the plate with the heirloom tomato salad, and of course with the buffalo mozzarella. And voila! It's done! Here is your chicken schnitzel with heirloom tomato salad and fresh mozzarella. It's easy, right, to follow, right? Okay, so here is the picture after everything is ready. Right. That was the end of our cooking process, and thank you for joining with me today, and good luck try this at home. Bon appetit!
Hello everybody, now I want to tell you how to make a kerak telur. Kerak telur is a home delicacy from Jakarta. So kerak telur is a traditional food from Betawi. Nah, the ingredients that you need to make a kerak telur are: first you need 100 grams of white glutinous rice. Wash it until clean and then soak it in water overnight. And second, you need a wet serundeng. And then you need 1 teaspoon of dried thyme powder, a half teaspoon of pepper powder, a half teaspoon of salt, and then you need a half teaspoon of spices. After that, you need fried onions, dried serundeng. After that, you need 1 duck egg, and the last is you need water. The process to make a kerak telur: first, heat a frying pan until quite hot. After that, add 2 tablespoons of white glutinous rice that has been soaked with water and salted out. Cook about 1 until 2 minutes. And second, add 2 tablespoons of wet serundeng and 1 teaspoon of dried shrimp powder. After that, add 1 duck egg into the sticky rice. And add some mixed seasoning. The mixed seasoning are a half of teaspoon of salt, a half teaspoon of pepper powder, and the last is spices. Flatten and stir well. After that, cover and then cook over low heat until slightly dry. After a couple of minutes, turn over the egg crush and then transfer from the pan to the plate. Spread some dried serundeng and fried onions for the finishing touch. Kerak telur is ready to serve.
My name is Putri. This is my first video, and in my first video I would like to tell you about how to make soto Betawi. Soto Betawi from Indonesia, especially from Betawi. Okay, for ingredients, you must have 200 oval intestines, strip and lung, 300 grams beef ribs, Crush 3 bay leaves, green onion, 2-liter coconut milk, 3 cloves garlic, 5 stalk lemongrass, 1 teaspoon salt, just a little bit, don't too much, 2 ginger, chili, if you like some hot, 1 liter milk, lime, emping, it's cracker from Indonesia, chips, raw pickles, 5 cloves pecand, galangal as you need, and 5 cloves red onion. Okay, how to make soto Betawi? First, boil the beef ribs, offal, and spices, all the spices, bay leaves, lemongrass, and pure milk. Mix it in the bowl until tender in the saucepan. It's better. Second, remove meat and cow innards from the saucepan. Until meat cool, you waiting until meat cool. Cut into pieces according to the taste. Better, you have to dice it because it will make your dishes more beautiful. And after that, put back into the saucepan. Add the coconut milk and salt. Cook until done. And finally, this is it, soto Betawi ala Chef Tia.
Okay, before cooking, I can provide the food ingredients consisting of 2 white onion, 1 red onion, 5 chili, 1 tomato, 1 kemiri, 4 eggs. Okay, then slice little white onion, red onion, and chili. Okay, I can slice one white onion. Okay, go. Okay, after slides, and now I salad. Now to bring in eggs. Cooking until matang. Matang di sini. And now after we live that live and ready it. Oke,